go. Let's go. It is time. All right, there we go. Let's make sure our bar is in a good spot, guys. Jump straight in it tonight. I got here a little later than I wanted to, so we're going to have to just kind of move through the workout tonight a little bit. We're going to get everything done, obviously, but I don't like that. A little high, a little high. One down, one down. What's up? Just here to say last. What's up, random? Here, let me fix the chat up real quick. Almost forgot. Bit boy, hey, how's it going, boss? Welcome back. We were talking about you yesterday. Wondering where you were at. 100% serious. 100% serious. You can ask Jay. Hold on. I'll look back at the chat in a second. Long time, man. Long time, bit boy. What's up? What's up? All right, big boy. Glad to have you back. Glad to have you back. We're all gonna cry now that Big Boy's back. We all gotta have ourselves a good cry. We thought he was lost forever. We thought Big Boy was lost forever. All right, things happen like that sometimes, right? I understand it. I understand it. Sometimes things go down like that. You're just in time to join us for the gorilla fight, though. So, we're all signed. The whole stream is showing up for the gorilla fight. Jay's actually going to lead the charge. Jay's leading the charge on the gorilla fight. I feel like Jay must be the most qualified. Must be. BitBoy might be the most qualified, is what it sounds like now. Though. I don't know. we'll let BitBoy and Jay lead the charge. I appreciate it, BitBoy, and I'm glad you're back. It's not something I expected tonight. That's awesome. That's awesome. That made my night. It made my night right there, BitBoy. I keep my eyes level with the bar, Mark. Everybody's a little different, but usually right level with the bar is what I do personally. I appreciate the sub. It's very dependent, Connor, on you. There's no like standard amount of time. I went from a 75-pound bench to a 365-pound bench in 5 years. So you've been gone at least a month, maybe a little bit more, BitBoy. At least a month since I've seen your name, I feel like. These are my lifting khakis. These are my lifting khakis. And because I felt like it. Yeah, BitBoy's an OG. He was here from the day one. From the day one. He's been around pretty much the same amount of time as Jay and Mossberg and all of them. So, Martin. Me, Google account. Me in particular, actually. Yeah, it's just tomatoes and spices. It always gets everybody. The bench is a little off center. I did notice that, so I'm gonna fix it. We're still warming up though, so it's not a big deal. Still warming up, so it's not a huge deal. That'll do. 245 is our next warm-up rep. So keep getting warm. Oh no, I'm stuck. I'm just kidding. My PR is 365 at the moment. Because I can. That's why. Everybody's always very concerned about my khaki day. I wear khakis once a week to lift, at least. Nah, it'll be fine. The milk's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Google's usually a troll. These are my gym clothes, yes. What's the point of benching? To be stronger? How do you mean? I think I'm going to get a bow tie, actually. Khakis, is it a must to bench? All right, let me grab this again. All right, let's grab it. I'm going to get a bow tie, guys. Maybe like a, what's a fancy hat I could wear? Like a top hat? Khaki Power Ranger. That should be my new channel name. Khaki Power Ranger. All right, we're going to do a single here at 315, guys, and then we'll jump weight to something or another. I don't know how much yet. Last warm-up rep. Bump the hook. Easy work. We had 340 for a double last night. Felt really good. So do I count my calories? I just make sure I get enough. I'm bulking, so I'm eating constantly. I take more calories in whole milk than most people eat in a day. Yep, because I can. All right, let's grab this. We got 325 on here now. 325 on here now. So we're going to hit that for one. And then we'll stack and rack from there. You know what I'm saying? No, Bit Boy's alive, Petra. He was just busy. All right. So we got 325 on here now. We're going to grab this for 1, and then we're going to stack it up. Last warm-up rep of the night, guys. Last warm-up rep of the night, I think. Let me scoot my bench down a little bit. I feel like I'm just ever so slightly too far forward. There we go. All right, let's grab it. I'm getting used to this bench. I keep hitting this hook. It's a little bit further out than I'm used to. I usually have those like shallow cups. These are very nice, but very much further out on the start of the cup. So I'm gonna keep hitting that. We don't need a spotter for that. That was a warm-up weight. Warm-up weight if we could avoid hitting the hook. Warm-up weight if we can avoid hitting the hook. Maybe, Petra. Like I said, Wednesday's usually our go-to. We tried it last Wednesday, got close. Probably going to try it again this Wednesday, Petra. But we'll probably go for a PR at barbells. So I'm used to that bench. So I don't know yet. Bitboy, you didn't realize how much you were missed, huh? You didn't realize how much you were missed. Let's go 335, guys. 335 for the next one. I don't know if we're going to do a drop set today. Probably won't do a drop set today because we are going to PR tomorrow is the plan. So we might go 335, might go 340. I don't know where we're going to go yet. So. At Barbells. That's the name of the other gym, is Barbells Gym. 365 is my PR at the moment. Oh, I like this bench. Mind you, it is still a little bit wonky for me. So.
Press the green button. Press the green button.
The green button.
Oh, there you go.
I just got my
Nice, nice. Bench is moving. That's good. All right, let's grab this. All right, we got 335 on here. Still well within reasonable weights. Well, he knows who you are, Bitboy. I get that a lot too. I had someone call the gym one time looking for me to talk to me, I guess. Please don't. Please don't. If you want to talk to me, message me. I'm more than happy to talk or get in the Discord. Don't call the gym that I'm working out at. Throws everything off. All right, let me grab this. You didn't lose your place, Martin. There's always been the same amount of mods. I didn't promote a new mod. Bitboy's been here. He just took a break. All right, 335, guys. I think is what I said. Probably. We'll find out in a second. It's either going to move or it's not. That's usually how I do things in life. Oh, hey, felt good. Felt good, felt good. 365 is my current PR. 365 is my current PR. Yeah, that didn't feel bad. That didn't feel bad at all. We're going to drop to 315 and we're going to do a Larson press and maybe a pause rep and then a standard rep. And then we'll do arms. We're going to do our drop. No, we're going to do drop for 1 rep. Let me, I forgot, PR's potentially tomorrow. So we'll do a drop. We'll do 1 Larson press tonight to round out the bench work, maybe with a pause. And then we will go do arms. So yeah, that sounds like a plan to me. I don't know if it sounds like a plan to y'all. We're kind of going to stay tracking tonight, Jeremy. We might do that over here though. We got an entire week here. They kind of have a spot. Their pull-up spot has like an arch down in it, but I might be able to narrow grip it. We might try that here. It's been a while since I've done one. I'll have to get the form down again. But they only have that one spot for pull-ups. I'll have to look and see if maybe there's another spot. But oh, I guess here. I do it here. Potentially. But those are also arched down. We're starting with chest. All together, I've been streaming for like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, something like that, like 4 months-ish. Since January. Since January. I think we started on like the 1st of January, somewhere in that ballpark. All right, one bench press left for the night, and then let's do arms. We're gonna take it easy on arms today. I think we went pretty hard on arms yesterday. I feel like. Woo-wee! Felt good. A little Larson pause. I will tell you, this bench definitely feels different. Definitely feels different. Hey, we noticed no music tonight. We came at the right time. All right. Erect. Let's go put this. Let me go put this bench away, guys, and then we will go do arms. What's the easiest way to navigate through here? This way. All right. You guys can't come with me physically, but audibly you can come with me now. Isn't that nice? You can't even see me. I'm like across the gym right now, but I can still talk to you guys in the stream. All right. Flip this around. Might do easy curl bar tonight. Maybe. I don't know yet. Maybe easy curl bar. I kind of want to do easy curl bar. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to come back and get y'all first. Unless y'all just kind of want to hang out by the bench while I finish the workout. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. What's up, Bridge Guy? That seems good on my end. What lifting programs? I don't make any I don't make any recommendations over the stream because I don't know your physical capabilities. I run something that's similar to what's called the Bulgarian method. But I mean, people do traditional 5x5s all the time and see progress, things like that. But I can't make you like a recommendation. Problem is if you get hurt, because I don't know your capabilities, then that's, not on me, but it still feels bad. This bar feels heavier than the one at the other place. I'm going to say this is a 25-pound bar. If someone wants to look it up for me, that would be amazing. It is a 28 millimeter Spart with like an orange triangle. You guys see this? Someone could find that for me. That'd be awesome. Spart, the 28 millimeter easy curl bar. Someone could look up the weight of this for me so I know what I'm doing here. So we don't have to guess. I'm going to say it is probably in the ballpark of 20-25 pounds. So somewhere in that range. Somewhere in that range. We're going to throw... We'll throw a 45 on there because we can. And then we'll work from there, I guess. Bring the plates over first. You guys know how these bars do. They like to flip over on you if you do them wrong. We ain't looking for that. All right, stay down. I'm like, I'm gonna check the chat and see what you guys came up with. 22 and a half, I appreciate it. What's going on now? Yeah, stop. I mean, y'all can ban him. If he's bothering one of y'all can ban him. I trust y'all enough to do that. If he's legitimately bothering y'all, don't let him jump on Bit Boy. Bit Boy just got back. Bit Boy, you can throw him into the gulag. You know how this goes. Your mod's still in place. You got the juice. All right. All right. We're gonna grab this. Someone said 22 and a half, I think it was. The 22 and a half pound bar, so this will put us at 112 and a half. Is that right? Yeah, something like that. All right. Which is lightweight, so that's no biggie. 112, 112 and a half. Let's say 130. Let's say 112. It's easier to say. Feels good. Ah. Hoo-wee. My milk's gonna be fine, don't worry. Whew. That was 7 reps. 7 reps. Cardio doesn't start till 8. Cardio doesn't start till 8. Anything over 7 reps qualifies as cardio in my world, and we avoid cardio. All right, let's add another 10 pounds to it. Ooh. I had chicken and rice tonight. My wife made chicken and rice tonight. It's really good. It's really, really good, actually. Delicious. Which is expected. My wife's a pretty good cook. So, good old country chicken and rice, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no spamming, no spamming. Whew. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm going to say this is a 20-pound bar or 22-pound bar. That's a conservative estimate, I think it was. So we're going to go with that. More Cajun-y style, Mark. Everything in my house is very spicy. So. Good boy. Cables are great. I do cables once a week. Cables once a week. Ooh, nice little triple. We're gonna do a double, a single, and then maybe a drop. I don't know if we'll do a drop yet. All heavy work tonight. We did a lot of reps last night. We did sets of 7 all the way through dumbbells. Oh, no 21s. No. I still got a lot to do this week, Tyler. I am very familiar with 21s. I use them in programming all the time. So a lot of the programs I write, 21s appear somewhere. They are really good. They're usually whenever a pull day lands right before a rest day. So if a pull day lands before a rest day for some reason, we'll throw 21s in. Because 21s are something you need time to recover from. You're not doing anything pull comfortably after 21s for at least a day. They are good. Yeah, we give a lot of leeway with the messages here, guys. Compliments and stuff like that are fine. Asking about the khakis are fine, but there is a limit, and the mods have been here a while. They know what's up. So if they're banning someone, it's for a reason. Trust me. Spider curls, I've done those too. Not as much a fan of spider curls as I am 21s, to be honest. Speed curling was something I've done in the past. That was interesting. Not really a big fan of speed curling. I don't know if you've ever done it. Some people do it differently, but we used to do rounds. So one person would curl. So you put like a plate on it, right? Or whatever the weight is you're choosing, depending on the people, a 25 or whatever, 95 pounds, right? You just bust out 95 pounds for 7 or whatever reps you wanted, or 10, right? Usually we were doing 10s at the time. So you'd do a set of 10. And then the next person, you'd have like 3 or 4 people would do 10. Next person would do 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 until someone failed. And then they got kicked out. So if you couldn't get 10 on the first round, you lost. Most people got through the first like 3 rounds. And we'll go down one each time. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And whatever round you failed out in, it was for fun. We all tried to beat each other, who could make it through the most rounds. No, I've never had a coach. That's just open ceiling. Very gym aesthetic. I've been to a lot of gyms with open ceilings. You'd be surprised. Most of the buildings people walk into on a daily basis when it comes to like stores, especially big stores or gyms and stuff, have open ceilings. You just don't look up. A lot of them have it. You just don't look up half the time. So you're staring at it for like half an hour like this. Let's go. Let's get 3 of these. Oh. Yeah. We need to get a double and a single now. What's up, Chase? Guess who's back, Chase? Bit Boy's in here tonight, Chase. It throws you off, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't need a trainer. I'm okay. I've worked with a lot of trainers, guys. I've worked with people that train all kinds of different like variants of fitness, boxing trainers, CrossFit trainers, yoga trainers, all kinds of instructors, all kinds of trainers, all kinds of specializations with different levels of experience, and people with degrees, people with certifications, people that bodybuild, people that power lift, some that Olympic lift, people with records, world records, state records, national records. I've worked with a lot of people, and we trade back tips all the time. Like you would tell someone to try something, they'd try it. I told them to try something, they'd try it. They tell me to try something, I'd try it. In the fitness world, if you're in it long enough, you pick stuff up as you go. Like the first people I ever worked out with, when I was first getting kind of interested in lifting heavy, not even powerlifting, but it was early on in my lifting day, like the early lifting days, like first year, second year, first year and a half. There was some guys I lifted that were super strong dudes. I still lift every now and again with one of them, or see him at the gym at least. And I picked up a lot of really good habits from him, and that helped me along the way. And then I had a power lifter who was one of the coaches that worked for the gym I was managing. He's the one that got me into powerlifting initially, and we traded back and forth different things. I traded him some functional fitness stuff for his clients. Not really traded, but we just talked about it. And then he would show me some stuff as far as the powerlifting, and he taught me a lot of the powerlifting like stuff when I first got started, like how to powerlift, right? The calls and how to train for it. And I didn't keep everything he gave me, but I did take all of what he gave me and made it my own thing, you know, and then amongst other people. And it's kind of all conglomerated into what you see now. So. Yeah, kind of Vacro. Petra, we're just not adding any mods. There hasn't been another mod added in like a month. I already have like 4 or 5 different mods that come and go. Now Mossberg, obviously, and Jay being the most that you guys see, but BitBoy and Brittany are both mods as well. Got 4 mods right now, and it's a ratio thing, you know. It's a ratio thing. He's still on the list to be a mod. He's just not right this minute. I'm not in a rush to add a mod, if that makes sense. And that's great if a stream wants to have 10, but it's just not something I need at the moment. The chat already, you know, it's not that much. I mean, there's a good bit of moderation that is done, but it's not like it doesn't make sense to have a 5th mod right now. In the future, you know, he is the next on the list. It's just I have not forgotten about him. No one's been added since he was made a mod. Woo-wee. Now it's getting heavier. I don't even know what that is. We decided that was 112 and a half. One, well, those 5s. Those must be 10s. Are those 10s? Those are 10s. Those are 5s. So 12, 22, 33, 35. It's 137. 137. Not feeling bad. This is a tougher bar than the other one. And it might be more than that. It might be up to like 145, but we don't know what the weight of the bar is. It is definitely a volunteer thing, Berg. They just want to help keep the chat clean. They're here just like everybody else. They want it to be an enjoyable experience for themselves and for the other people. For people that, you know, regular the stream, it's worth it. You know, it's worth it because no one wants to see spam all night, and I can't actively moderate by myself. That's why it's an option to do it, and it is very appreciated. Mind you, most of our mods are also in the Discord, and we talk. You guys members, and like, not only am I talking with you guys in the stream, but if you guys join the Discord, like we hang out in the Discord between streams generally. So you guys can ask questions in there as well, and we have a good time. We have a good time. It's just everybody wants to enjoy the stream and not have to worry about 1,000 people spamming it and ruining the environment for everybody else. So, but to each their own. If you don't want to, you know, that's why it is a volunteer gig. If you don't want to mod, then they don't mod. You know, people that are doing it don't mind doing it. All right. Oh. All right, we got shouldies next, guys. We got shouldies next. I saw some news about it, Petra. I didn't look too far into it because I was prepping for the stream. But you don't have to be a powerlifter to Discord, Mark. No. If you go and look at the community posts, I post about once a week. I post a new link for it there. All right, shoulders are next. I post a new link for it there, and you can check in, get into it from that link. So that's the invitation board essentially. That's what the words I'm looking for. All right, we're gonna do Viking press today, guys. I want to do Viking press once this week, and I don't know, we're not gonna be here tomorrow to do it, and we'll do barbell tomorrow. So, and I really enjoyed this Viking press the last time we were on it. Honestly, when we do the garage home build this summer, well, it's already summer. Very soon we'll be starting that garage home build. I might invest in one of these. So we might do preachers while we're there tomorrow too, yes. Nice, John. Good to hear. Good to hear. I'm going, Chase. Hold on. Bit boys, Chase. Bit boy. She's in, but she doesn't chat very often, Jay. She doesn't like to chat. So Brim was in here last night and the night before, I think. She stops in though, Jay. She just doesn't talk as much, but she sees you guys talking. Trust me. I'll see if I can get her to make an appearance. Yeah, Bit Boy, Chase. You remember Bit Boy, right? I think Bit Boy. It was either Bit. Who was our? I know Jay and Bit Boy have been here just about as long as Mossberg. I want to say Bit Boy was our very first mod. He's the very first person that that volunteered to help us with the modding when the trolling was getting real bad one day during the log splitting stream. Wasn't that it, Bit Boy? We were splitting logs. Jimmy! Yeah, I got you, Martin. I got you. I appreciate it, Martin. What's up, Jimmy? No, you were here, Chase. You've been here when BitBoy was here. When you see his name, you'll probably recognize him, Chase. Hope everything's going good for you, Chase. How you been, Jimmy? We changed up the gym environment a little bit since the last time you were here, I think. Jimmy and Chase, since both of you were here last. We'll be back over to the other one tomorrow. They did get the internet fixed. I found out they got the internet fixed. So I got the message today. I feel like I want to raise that one. I feel like that's kind of low. So we're going to go up one, I think. Nope, too far. Oh, dang it. Actually, that's perfect. That's actually perfect. There we go. All right. Nice, Jimmy. I'm glad to hear you're in the gym. That's always a good time, right? It's always a good time. We almost didn't come to this gym tonight because I left the house a little bit later than normal. But I was like, man, I can make it work, right? We won't get to squat tonight. I was planning on squatting tonight on stream, but we're not going to get a chance to do that, most likely. We did squat the other night on stream. What was it, 3 or 4 nights ago? Or last Thursday or something like that? Last Friday, Thursday, something like that. Saturday, I don't know. We did squats at like 325 for some singles, 315 for a triple, just some light work. I was hoping to squat tonight, but this place closes at 12, so I might have to squat over across town. But I think Mossberg was the second mod or the third mod. It was either him or Jay for the second mod. And then, of course, the other one followed, and then Britt was the last mod. Britt only became mod because we had a super, super busy chat one night with a lot of trolls. And we had to. It was like a necessity. So... I think you were second. I think Mossberg came shortly after. He was here, but he was a mod shortly after. So... Let's see if we can get 3 plates, guys. You guys think we can get 3 plates? Did we try 3 plates the other night? I can't remember. Maybe we did. Let's find out. I have no idea if we tried 3 plates the other night. Try 4. I've done pin shoulder press, yes. I did 3 plates the other night. We got the milk. Don't worry, Jay. Slice. Jay, slice. We got the milk. We might try it. We'll go. I feel like we did go 3, and you guys are correct, and we're probably going to go 4 tonight. There's 3 plates moving. I'm not a big leg press fan, I'm going to be honest. You want to see me do calisthenics? Why is that? I've done a lot of calisthenics on the stream. Is there a reason in particular you want to see calisthenics tonight? Let's grab some 10s, guys. Let's grab some 10s. There we go. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, this would be 145 a hand right here. Definitely easier than dumbbells overhead, I'm going to be honest. Oh, right. We tried Nordic Crew. You talking about that one there? Or this one here? You talking about this one over here? Hold on. That one? Right there? That one I have not tried. It looks like a leg press. So is it significantly better than another leg press? I like leg presses, but it's one of those movements that I just don't get a lot of use out of from a powerlifting standpoint. So it's one of those movements one of the machines I don't use a lot. All right, let's grab this. We got another single. All right, let me add more weight. We're gonna add another 5 pounds. It'd be like 150 a hand, I think. I'm doing all right, Jay Muyo. Appreciate it though. These are my lifting khakis. This is my lifting attire. No one complains about the janitor, right? So why does everybody complain about the math teacher? Okay. As long as it's in intervals of 45, I've got you. All right. That's what I need to do. I need to get a collab with Anatoly, math teacher versus the janitor, right? We fear no janitor here. I appreciate it, Knight. I'm glad I can motivate. I'm glad I can help, like, move bigger numbers, you know? Moving weight is my favorite thing to do, and motivation comes close, you know, as a close second. I always love hearing people hit PRs. It's just a good thing to hear. Ah. I do I think I could sumo 490? 100%. I've done sumo in the past. It's not significantly harder than conventional. I moved to conventional because I wanted to move to conventional. I did find that conventional felt better, but I was moving heavier weights with sumo initially. So I can do both. Sumo is an easier lift. So I'd imagine my sumo, if I went back to it to just test it out, which I'm not planning on doing, probably in the 500s right now. So very comfy. I'm very comfy currently. No, Tyler, actually, shoulder press, I will say that I think the chest press definitely could, if I did enough of it, that chest press we used yesterday, but it felt pretty good. So all right, one more rep here, guys. This is, what's that, 135, 45, 50, 57, 52 and a half, 152 and a half pounds per arm. I don't think we went this heavy last time. We might have. Let's find out, though. Maybe it'll move, maybe it won't. We'll find out, won't we? It's only going to do one of two things. Either it's going to go up or it's going to go down. No, you know, either it's going to up or it's not going to go up. One of the two. It's going to go up. We got it. Man, I just can't seem to find a tap out for this thing, man. I just keep adding more weight and it keeps moving. I think that's it for that for tonight, though. No, I don't go to failure, no. I just can't find the tap out for that machine. All right, we got rows of some sort. I really like that row machine, but I don't want to do it today, I don't think. Because we had to add a lot of weight. It took a long time. And we are not necessarily on a time. How about now? Can you guys hear me? I think I might have hit the button. I think I just turned it off, but there's no music going, so we don't have to have it on right now anyway. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to regular audio. You guys can hear me now, though? I've been working out for 5 years. But yeah, now, so we're just going to go ahead and put the microphone away for a little while. So I might have hit the button while we were doing the last set of presses. That's a very good possibility. So like with my, like pushing my, I don't see how I would have. Yeah, they were good. They were good presses. They were good presses, William. All right, let me grab this. This is started. All right, so we've got a variety of great weights to work with today. Starting with 105, we're gonna climb. We're gonna see how heavy we can get these rows, I guess. Boom. So 105 starts here. So this gym has from basically from 5 pounds to, it goes all the way up. It goes to 150, guys. It goes to 150 here. So let's grab the 105 pound ones first and just see how they feel. I feel like we're gonna need to turn it a little bit. We get to play with a little bit more weight than usual here. So, all right. All right, 105. Obviously doable. Oh, let me get that out of the way. Yep. Easy weight. £150 shoulder press. We squat 3 times a week, coach. All right. Yeah. $105 moving good. All right, Jay. Just for a short period of time, William. Just a little bit max. We'll be back over at the other gym tomorrow. 490 is my deadlift currently, conventional. So the barbells where we usually work out had an internet outage, and it was causing our streams to be choppy the other night, and they just got it fixed today. But I already had plans to come here and try some more stuff, so. August, max, August. I definitely warmer in here. It's a good gym. I enjoy it. There's a lot of really cool, really fancy equipment in here. All right. We're gonna start doing triples and singles going up. We're gonna see how heavy we can row tonight. So we gotta get all the way up to 150 potentially tonight. You guys think we got 150 in the tank? I think we got 150 in the tank. All right, we're gonna go 110 next, guys, for 3, and then everything will be singles from there. Easy work. Well, they don't go that high. Not a lot of gyms carrying 190s. I feel it's just more a mental thing. I have a feeling I know at least one or two. I was gonna say, Ty, I know at least one or two women that probably give you something to watch as far as weights moving. I've seen we talked to our powerlifter the other night. She's benching like 330 at like 140 pounds, proper bench. She's solid. All right, that was 110. Let's get 115 single, and then let's move singles all the way down the rack. Nice. All right, 115, 120. Let's go. Five. Yep. Let's move you guys up. 125 moving, good. What's up, Gabriel? We're doing good. We're running the rack on dumbbell rows right now. All right, we got 130s next. We're just doing singles, but we're gonna do the entire rack. 130 next, 130 next. Yep. Yeah. Yep. 135. Little rest. They go up to 150. They go up to 150. All right, we did. What was that? 135. We went 140 next. 140 next. Well, yeah, 150 is the cap. We're gonna run the whole rack. I can already feel it. They're still feeling easy. Yeah, 140. This is about what people normally warm up on the deadlift with, right? One forty. we're breathing, don't worry. We're breathing. A little bit. A little bit. We're at 179.5 right now. It's my body weight. 179.5 is my body weight. All right, that should encapsulate the rest of what we're doing. Maybe just a little bit more of a cut this way. Well, my form is solid right now, already, so thumbs up. We're running the rack on the dumbbells right now, seeing how heavy we can do singles for. We already did some sets, so we already did some sets. I remember you, Bricks. We're only here for a week at this gym is the plan, so I'm trying to get the most out of the equipment, and this is heavier than the dumbbells we normally have available to us, so we're just playing around with it. All right, 145, guys. 145 single. Yep. Let's get it. Whee! We don't know. We're trying to figure that out right now. I don't think we're going to find it today. We're not going to be able to PR because we're about to do 150, and that'll be the heaviest they go. So we're gonna outwork the rack. It's called strength-based exercise, Eddie. I'm a power lifter. Everything I do is for strength. Everything I do is for strength. Yep. And one is actually really good at building muscle too, believe it or not. Most people have this misconception that the only way to train muscle is like long sets of like 10, 14, 20 reps. That's not it. It's not the only way. I reckon I could get 200 off the ground. I don't know how well the row would look. The row might be a little funky. I've never tried 200-pound dumbbell row. I think the heaviest, this will be the heaviest I've ever gone is 150. So on the dumbbell row. All right, $150. We'll grab a double or a triple if it feels good. Now that we're at the top of the rack. I train legs very often, yes. I train legs every day. We squat 3 times a week. We deadlift 3 times a week. We bench 6 days a week. All right, let's grab this. $150. All right, $150. Let's move it. Yep. Woo-wee. That's getting there. That's getting there for sure. That one feels heavier. Fresh from church. Whew. Look, someone already stole the janitor idea. I had to. All right, left hand. Let's get it. Yeah. They're getting dirty at 150. But to be fair, we did the entire rack. I'm a little spent. Yep. Hold on. I bumped the rack a bit. want to pinch my finger. All right. Oh, I forgot my milk, guys. My milk's in the corner by itself. It's good to have a mixture, John. A lot of people mix up their workouts, like different types of movement, stuff for bodybuilding, stuff for powerlifting. Some people even, unfortunately, throw in a little bit of cardio. All right, that was rows. We got triceps. You know what we're doing for triceps. Triceps don't change. I don't encounter that much, Jacob. But this isn't the chat for that, all right? All right. I can't steal Anatoly's gig. Plus, I'm not scared of the janitor, so he can come and try and clean underneath my deadlift if he wants. He's not gonna move as soon as those other ones. He's strong, guys. So Anatoly is strong. He's a strong guy. I've looked at his lifts outside of his channel. He has moved some weight in the past. His squat definitely has me beat. But I've got him on the bench, and I believe maybe even on the deadlift at this point. So probably Mossberg. But I do have him beat. I do have Anatoly beat on both those lifts. I believe on deadlift. Don't quote me on that. I don't know what his conventional is, and I'm going off of his sumo, which I don't count quite as much as far as like true deadlifts, but obviously it counts in comp, and we're powerlifters, so it counts. So it's just how it works. Don't like it, but I don't have that option not to like it, or not to take it into account currently. Because as far as powerlifting is concerned, Anatoly's deadlift is new. So, his squat is solid. He's got a solid squat, and he's very athletic. He's a very athletic powerlifter, which is rare. There's not a lot of athletic powerlifters out there, like cardio-wise. I can definitely say that from experience. Working with a lot of people that powerlift and around a lot of powerlifters, cardio is not our forte. But we're not that bad at it. Everybody thinks we just don't do any cardio. Me personally, I don't. But I know a lot of powerlifters that do get on the treadmill, get on a bike, get on the stair stepper at least once a week. So he makes his, I will say, the plates that he uses, if you guys remember last night with the bumper plates, take that into account when he does his videos. Not taking anything from him, but the videos are a little bit lighter than they look. Now, I think his actual true PR is still pretty good, but I don't know. I have to go back and look and see if 490 is higher now or not. But he's a heavy lifter. He's good. All right, another set of 7. He weighs 198. I think he's 198 or something along those lines. He's a little bit heavier than me. He's not much bigger, but he's definitely heavier than me. I've got him on the bench every day of the week, though. every single day of the week I've got him on the bench. But to be fair, bench is my specialty. It's not his specialty. So pounds. He's like 198 pounds. If I could look up his deadlift right now, I would. But like I said, to be fair, my bench is my shining light of like all 3 lifts. It's my best lift. So I have a good deadlift and a decent squat. But I want to say his deadlift is his big thing. Might be his squat. His squat's pretty heavy. I want to say, it's pretty heavy. I think it's like 425 is his squat current. He's got a solid squat. So. So it's back now, but the Wi-Fi was out at the other gym, textual. So we moved here for the week, and I've already paid for the week. So I'm gonna be here for the week because I have a lot of cool stuff here. I actually am considering getting a month here and working out here just like every other day, just for the month. So yeah, solid work. And for any weight class, 405 is a solid deadlift. Is it over 6? That's solid. That's solid work. It's a really nice gym. This actually just opened up. I like the equipment here better, NC. I will say that. I do like the people here. A lot of cool people here. Really good spotters. Really good spotters so far. Both spotters I've had were solid. And everybody here takes their workout seriously. So. But I do like barbells. That's the gym I train at. But $639 is heavy. It's heavy work. It'd be even heavier if it was conventional, right? But I really want to like this place, MC. I do, and I do like it. Problem is it's a little bit of a drive for me. So coming here takes a good bit of time out of my day, but it's kind of worth it. Now, mind you guys, I also have to adhere to the fact that I work out of the other gym. That being said, guys, I did go ahead and resign from the management position over there. I'm still training. I'm still the full-time head coach, but I don't have the time to manage it anymore. So I resigned from that at the end of last month. So I got a lot of stuff going on. That information I can't give action. That's a little too specific. Nothing against you in particular, but people are too good at finding things based on that kind of information. It's not a good idea to show up in my house. Just a heads up. Bad plan. And it totally was more talking about the PRs, yeah. So one of the nice parts is, guys, so I don't know if you guys saw the bulking physique photo I took yesterday. I posted on the channel in the community post, and I posted in the Discord and on my Instagram. But that was taken here. They have a posing room, so proper lighting and everything, which is top tier. The 4 hours at the if this was open till 1, I could definitely be here. But like I said, squat I think was his top tier item. We almost didn't come here tonight because I thought it would be too short a time frame, and we're only about 40 minutes to close. So what's that, Chase? Well, happy birthday to her. Happy birthday to her. I plan on doing a full physique shoot in the lighting here at some point, but we'll see. We'll see how long that takes. Yep, Justin, that's how we do. I'm taking the. I just took it at the word. Anatoly squat's pretty heavy. I mean, I'd believe it. I've seen some guys squat some ridiculous numbers in that weight class. So. All right, let's get it. Full brick. We're gonna go ahead and see if this moves. It did. A little bit of a momentum needed. Kind of needed. What are we gonna do next, guys? Let's do a drop here. We'll do a drop at 170. I mean, now mind you, there's more than one Anatoly in powerlifting. Make sure you've got the right one, because I don't think his actual real name is Anatoly. I'm not sure if that's like his middle name. I think his full name is slightly different, but I could be wrong on that. Because I've tried looking him up in the past and had like 2 or 3 people pop up in different weight classes. So, but I believe. Yeah, that does look correct. World's strongest Apple salesman, right? I've never sold phones, believe it or not. Never sold phones. You know what? Actually, when I was like 22-ish, I think I did get an offer to work for a phone place to sell cell phones. I did turn them down. But I did get an offer to work in phone sales. wasn't my game. The money wasn't bad. It just wasn't worth it to me. I think I accidentally did 8. It's actually 11, almost 11:30 here. 500 kilo. Is that Anatoly's barbell curl? All right. Rear delts. We are going to continue to utilize this rear delt machine this week while we have access to it. So. I feel like Eddie Hall would be a really cool dude to actually meet. I have an odd feeling though, he gets a lot of people showing up at his house trying to work out in his gym. I saw a video. People were saying it was fake, but I saw a video that someone popped up at his house and it didn't go well. He was actually a lot nicer than I thought he needed to be. So, he's a lot nicer than I thought he needed to be honest. You know what? Let's do dumbbell tonight. I feel like, no, we could do cable. Let's do cable. We haven't done cable, I think, ever on the stream. Oh, cabler. Let's do cable. I might switch to dumbbell, but we'll see. Honestly, I have no idea what my cable rear fly is gonna be at the moment. Let's find out. I don't like those at all. And I'm gonna have to turn to the camera. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're gonna go to dumbbell. I just realized my mistake. because I'm gonna have to turn to the camera, and I don't feel like having that clipped forever. That's not happening. No, no. Only this week, Tom, because this gym closes at 12 and the other one had the power out. So, or not the power, the Wi-Fi. All right, we're going 55 to start. I almost didn't use my noggin on that last set. I'm not going to say why, but I almost didn't use my noggin. That was 50, so I'm going to count that as my right arm, and we're going to do left arm with this, and then we're going to move up. So, I don't. Some people were saying it was fake. I don't believe it was fake. The guy showing up at his house, because he ran in when the guy was delivering the package or whatever was out there. So. So Fuji. All right, we're gonna do 55, we're gonna do 70, and then we'll do hundreds like we normally do. I might go 105, who knows? Yeah, oh yeah, we're feeling good tonight. I'm doing okay, Turlin. Thank you, though. The momentum's on purpose. I do drink 1.5 gallons of milk a day, whole milk. It's a great, so a lot of people ignore them, but it's one of those things that helps not only, so how do I explain it? Developing your back or your shoulder structure in any form or fashion is going to help stabilize most overhead and pushing movements. So a good built back, shoulder, a good build on back and shoulder will help with bench. It's going to help with overhead press, anything that you push, and then of course pulling. Obviously, back is wholly utilized. So it also helps keeping upright when doing your deadlift and keeping a good tight core position. There's a lot of like advantages to it. Aside from the aesthetic reasons, you know. So. All right. 105 is next. T-rows, I like T-rows. No, that's one thing I didn't look for when I came in here. I don't see a place for T-rows. That being said, I don't know if we're going to use it, but there is one of those, one of the rowers you can actually lay flat on, which is really nice. But we'll see if we decide to utilize that or not. I'm not a big fan of those, but I can see having fun with it once. So. Fuji, you'd have to check my channel. I have 2 videos on how to bench heavy, or how to bench better, would be the best way to say that. One that shows the form, how to break down the form to a T, how I personally do it. And then the other one is 3 movements that'll help you increase your bench. But it's hard to explain on the stream. It'd be a long conversation, so check those out. Those will give you a good, not only baseline, but a good way to progress. So. weight was I using on what? This right here? On the rear delts, John? Oh, you're talking about T-rows. The last time we did T-rows, we did 7 plates, I think it was. So whatever 7 plates is. So. All right, 105. Yeah, T-row with 7 plates. 7 plates, whatever that is. It was like for 3. It wasn't like a full set of 7 or nothing. So, you know. What's up, Mark? I realized you were still here. Yeah. I didn't think you left. Do you think powerlifting has more to do with genetics than bodybuilding? So here's my thing about the genetic argument, right? I think the reason why genetics seems to play such a big role is because I think genetics plays a role all the way through any strength sport or any sport in general, right? There's no doubt about that. But here is what I think. I think it tapers off after a little while and becomes less important the harder or the higher level you are, right? And then there's a certain point when you get to such a high level, the genetics is pretty much the only differentiator, right? So early on, genetics plays a big role, right? And I think especially because most people with bad genetics or that without blessed genetics never even get started on the hard stuff, right? Or the really, really good stuff, right? Because they get discouraged because everybody's already bigger than them. The guys with good genetics are already naturally kind of stronger, so they get discouraged. So a lot of those guys with not the greatest genetics early or don't realize they have good genetics and just haven't unlocked them, right? Due to poor diet or whatever else, they get discouraged early. So early on, genetics plays a big role. Then there's this intermediate to advanced and even professional level here. When you hit that level, genetics plays a smaller role because these guys in this box are working hard, and the guys that don't have the greatest genetics are able to keep up most of the time as long as they work a little harder, right? Now, once you hit a certain level of advanced to like professional, and you're in like the top 20, top 50 of your weight class or of, you know, your federation for bodybuilding or whatever it is, right? You're talking about pro card status and stuff like that with bodybuilding. That's where genetics starts to play a big role again, right? So you have that gap where it doesn't matter as much, and then there's this tiny box of people, the best of the best, that genetics are the differentiator. They're all working just as hard as the other ones. They all have very similar routines, professional coaches, money to spend. They've got the best supplements, and the genetics is the only differentiator. I think that's generally how it goes. Muscle memory will always play a role, yes. That's when you're getting into that top like 1% Gabriel, yes. All right, we're gonna get this other side. Yep. I gripped it weird. Yep. So I'm gonna be an outlier on this one. Are you guys ready for what I have to say? You're not. Ectomorph, endomorph, I think is complete garbage. I don't think it means anything beyond the very, very beginning. I've seen people that think they're ectomorphs or thinks they're endomorphs go the complete opposite direction as soon as they start working out. I think you can have a body type, but that's dictated by your diet and the fact that you either are or aren't working out. So I think that genetics play a role, but I don't think it's in that form. Actually, there was a study done that disproved it to some extent, but it's hard to really nail down what causes it. So, or what causes that difference. What are you confused about, rich guy? But that was something that even I learned while I was. So it's even something I learned when I was certifying as a coach, as a personal trainer. It's actually still in the book that endo and ectomorphs are a thing, and that they matter a lot, right? But there's been a lot of new science that says that it's a very small difference, if any, and that it's pretty much non-existent. But appreciate it, Reggie. It's difference in body types. Body types is what we're talking about here. Hey, I appreciate the contribution, Dominic. Awesome. And don't worry, guys, I'm still doing the bottles. I just have to do them after the gym. I'll take some pictures of all my bottles, though, so you guys can see it. So you guys will be on the bottles, don't worry. I just don't have a marker here. I don't have an office to dig through, so God bless. But I appreciate the support, man. That's awesome. That's really helpful, actually. We haven't been doing end of stream challenges, Mark, because I take up a lot of space when I do those, and I don't want to be in the way here until I get a little bit more used to the people. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be rude. He did donate 2 gallons of milk, actually, or one of these, actually. That is one Fairlife. He has supplied our Fairlife for tomorrow. Look at that. That's what happens, guys. For just $5.99, you can supply my next Fairlife. Don't worry about it, guys. I do this because I like to do it. The donations do help, though. I do appreciate them. Oh Lord. Yeah, that's gonna be my new stick. I gotta get the music, and you guys know what I'm talking about. That commercial. Do you remember that commercial from like the early 2000s? The one for, was it the ASPCA or whatever? I appreciate it, rich guy. I appreciate it. You have definitely supplied a few Fairlifes. I wonder if I can get the rights to have that music play during my video at the very end. Get that soundtrack in the background. I like working out at night. It just depends on when you feel the most energetic, Reggie. Go look up ASPCA commercial, early 2000s. You'll find it, Mark. You'll find it. You'll remember it. You probably just forgot. It was every morning at about 3 a.m. you'd wake up to that commercial. I've never gone carnivore, no. I've always been a night owl, yes, but for a while I was working out earlier in the day, so I'd work out at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because I was training people as early as like 9 or 10 in the morning, and I would train until 8 p.m. I had about 40 clients at my peak. I had 40 people actively training with me, so I was training between 8 to 10 people a day sometimes, but you know, no, Reggie, I'm going to stay natty. Natty is the only way. Natty is the only way. So the carbs are important for muscle building, guys. So the thing about, okay, so I'm going to let y'all in on like this huge thing, right? Big secret. It's not really.
So we got all these fad diets that are coming up, right, guys? You've got carnivore, you've got, you know, these different like fasts, fruit fasts, water fasts, soup fasts, like just eating one food group, or vegans, vegetarian, pescatarian, and some of those are for moral or religious purposes. I understand it. Keto, all this stuff, right? Gluten free, even though a lot of them aren't gluten intolerant half the time. But the real trick, the real thing that nobody talks about is the best diet is the one that we already know. It's omnivore's diet. It's an omnivore's diet. It's the best diet. It's the simplest and it's the easiest. It's the simplest, the easiest, and it's the most effective. It's just about control. The only problem people have is self-control. They have to restrict themselves unnecessarily to try and make themselves, you know, do something, right? So a lot of people have trouble with, oh, I'm just going to eat the right amount of a balanced set of foods, right? They can't do it. They overeat, they undereat, right? They can't just make normal foods work. So they have to put these unnecessarily strict restrictions to force themselves into this box. And that way they're forced to only do this, otherwise they can't manage it. Because, you know, people have trouble managing, okay, I'm gonna get a dessert, I'm just gonna have one slice of pie, or I'm gonna have one cookie. They gotta have 5, they've gotta have 3 slices, they've gotta have whipped cream on top. They've gotta have if they have a pizza, they've gotta have 5 slices. They can't have 2 slices. And they blame, they you know, it's my cheat day. Well, then one cheat day becomes 2 a week, and 2 a week cheat days become 3 a week. Oh, and it's a weekend, now I gotta have a drink. You let it get away from you. So it's easy to put yourself in this really strict box and force yourself there, but it's not as effective. Carbs are essential for muscle building, effectively muscle building. Can you build muscle without carbs? You can maintain and build some muscle without carbs, sure, but you're not going to build as much muscle as quickly. That's just the short of it. Yes, you can go meat and vegetable pretty much and live and build muscle, but it's going to be a slower process. It's going to be a slower process. You'll live, but it's gonna be a slower process. There's not a recommended amount of carbs, no. So imagine, okay, so here, imagine food, right? Your food, so everybody's heard the food is fuel thing, right? It's fuel, right? But do I live alone? That's a weird question, no. But it's the constant everybody, I don't even eat green vegetables personally, but so you have different types of food that do different things, okay? I'm very familiar with the carnivore diet, John. I get that there's some things it does help with, but most of the people that are being successful, the most people that are successful with carnivore and they see results, it's actually due to the other dietary changes they're making, right? So whenever people make these changes to these fad diets like keto or carnivore, they're like, man, I feel so much better. But what they don't realize is that they didn't just change over to carnivore. They changed over to carnivore and they stopped drinking alcohol and they stopped drinking sodas and they stopped eating candy and they stopped eating a lot of sweets. They stopped eating really bad oils. They stopped smoking. They stopped doing all these other things, right? And they feel better because of the conglomeration of all of that, right? Not just because of the carnivore. If they got rid of all those other things from their diet but kept some healthy carbs for quick fuel, they'd feel even better. But the thing is we can't have a little bit of the good stuff without having way too much good stuff. But everybody assumes that, you know, because I felt better on carnivore, it must be the best thing ever. So it must be the reason why, right? It must be the reason why. Carnivore is better than, you know, eating like crap all the time, sure. But there is a better way to do it. So. I can tell you right now that I've maintained less than the highest my body fat gets is about 13% during a bulk, and I've done it with an omnivorous diet, a lot of calories, a lot of fats, a lot of carbs, fruits, breads, rices, potatoes, and a lot of meat and dairy. A lot of meat and dairy. Dairy has carbohydrates in it, guys. If you're eating dairy, if you're drinking milk, or you're adding milk to anything, you're having some carbohydrates. There's carbohydrate content to milk. People just don't realize what they're eating sometimes. So. But what time is it? Well, the gym is about to close though, guys, so we are going to close up for the night. Everybody's different, and if you want to do a certain diet, that's up to you. And that's why I'm not coming out here giving anybody diet advice. That's just me personally. This is how I view fad diets. So. All right, see you, Grandma Sue. It was good to have you in the stream. I didn't realize you were here. I must have missed your messages earlier. The chat's been very busy, but I will be back on tomorrow. I've got to. I think we're going to be streaming at barbells tomorrow, so we're going to probably go for a PR. Tomorrow. But I appreciate y'all stopping in. I'm going to go get cleaned up and get some sleep. All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow. No Brenda night.